Hey, what's up, guys? Peace and blessings. Welcome back to another video. This right here, we're going to talk about love and marriage in Huntsville. This right here is season 6, episode 9. I'm going to see if I can go ahead and bring my partner in, Logical Speak, so we can go ahead and comb through this right here. So let me see if I can go ahead and drop the link. So when she come, we can go ahead and talk about love and marriage in Huntsville. She said, I am here. She's on it. Yes, indeed. So we're going to go ahead and talk about it. You know, I already said I was ready to throw in the towel with this if I didn't get no help. Because this right here is a little too much. Yes, indeed. So we're going to go ahead and talk about it. Let me go ahead and let my girl in. Yes. Hey, Lodge. So
Hey,
we're going to go ahead. We back to back, huh?
back to back.
Yes, indeed. Look, I had to watch just a little bit so I could go ahead and refresh myself because I'm like you.
Uh-huh.
I went ahead and watched it this morning, and
Yeah,
my God. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start with the beginning, and then we could get to the meat because you know where I want to go, right?
yeah.
So what
Okay.
you think about who that was? Letitia and Marcel. They moving into an apartment.
Yeah. He said they were going to move into an apartment. I guess redo the house that they're living in now. Move back into that one, and then work on the home that they're building. I think he said it'd be 2 to 4 years before that would be done. Their main home, the mansion that they're building on their property.
Hmm.
So wow, it's a lot of moving.
Yeah, so why are they moving out just to go ahead and renovate? Why they just couldn't stay in? We stayed in our house,
I
you
know
know.
that kind of struck me. I'm like, why can't they, just do a couple of rooms at a time? I don't see why they have to move out, but maybe that's the way he want to do it in order to get it done faster. Empty
Yeah,
the house out.
I see my
Yeah,
girl Starbucks. I mean, she's on it. Yeah, she
yeah,
said, "Lady D and Logic speak and chat." Yes, indeed. I mean,
yeah.
my girl is on it.
Yeah, this is what he do for a living. So I guess he knows the best way to get it done. Empty the house completely, then he can go through and do what? I wonder what are they doing? What
You mean
type
the
of
house?
renovation?
That's what I want to know. The house was that small?
I don't know. It seemed like a pretty decent home.
Yeah,
I don't see why he has to rent. Maybe he want to renovate it so he could sell once he move into his permanent home.
yeah, but that don't make no sense because what you're doing is you're spending money. You know,
Right,
that's extra money that can be into that home. So
right,
all they have to do, like whatever part, because I know he's a professional. He know exactly
right.
how to make it happen. All he have to do is just take one room at a time or whatever he's going to do, and just go ahead and remodel and move the kids somewhere else.
Yeah, it did seem strange that they move it into an apartment
Yeah, that's extra money.
when they could do whatever remodeling they want to do right there in the home. People don't move. I don't know. Maybe that's the way he want to do it. Marcel.
Yeah, girl, we
Everything got
fixed our house from front to back, and we didn't move. We stayed
right,
in our house.
right. I don't know. Marcel. He like to do things his way.
Yeah, that's extra money that could be on the
Yeah,
apartment. That
yeah.
could be on that house.
Yeah, that does seem a little bit strange and a waste of money
I
to pay
know. That's what
rent.
I was looking at. I was
Maybe
looking at
he's
that too.
thinking he could get it done in a couple of months and they don't have to pay rent. I guess he got maybe a month to month lease
Yeah.
wherever they're moving.
Yeah, or
Wow.
maybe just like you said, he want it done fast and he want people in
Yeah,
and out, but he don't want his family around there. So
right.
I guess that's what it is. So if you
I
got it
know
like that,
the house. You remember the house that they bought for their mother and renovated it? I mean, completely from top to bottom. Do you remember that?
no, he purchased a home for his mom.
Yeah, him and Maurice selling. That was what a couple of seasons ago.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to
they
go back
bought
and
her
watch.
They bought a home, and he completely renovated that house from because sometimes at that time she was in a wheelchair, so they made it wheelchair accessible. And I guess that's just the way Marcel does it. The house was empty that he bought for his mom, and he tore that house down inside out and remodeled it. And now I think she's living in it.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Starbucks says she got a bad headache. I mean, something must be going around because I had a bad
yeah.
headache yesterday. Now she have one.
Oh wow. Well, I
Yeah.
don't need no headache,
But
y'all. Y'all
girl,
can
I'm
keep them
telling you.
headaches.
Shoot, I think I had a headache because you remember we did some 2 videos back to back and it was long.
Yeah, it was a
But then
lot.
again, yeah, so it took a lot out of us, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't know. Like I said, I'm gonna have to go back and watch some of the videos because I didn't know that Marcel and Maurice had purchased, well, remodeled a home for their mom. I didn't know that.
Yeah. They bought the home. It was a red brick home. It's up
Hmm.
flat. And they remodeled it. Well, Marceau did all the work. Maurice didn't do no work. And
Oh, okay.
when she moved in, they had a housewarming party. Everybody came, and it was nice.
Oh,
They really
okay.
they really set their mom up nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they
I
some
didn't
good
know that.
boys. Yep,
Oh yeah, very good boy.
I'm pretty sure all of the brothers pitched in. The finances because it's like what, six boys,
Hmm.
and Marceau did all the work.
So, the mom, she lives in Huntsville or she's in Detroit?
They bought the home there in Huntsville,
Oh,
so
okay.
I
So
guess
they
they
all
moved
moved
her.
down. They all moved
Right.
down to
Moved her
Huntsville.
down closer to them. And
Hmm.
yeah, they bought it. They were so proud. Oh, she cried that day. I was like, oh man, that is so touching. They furnished it and everything from top to bottom. It was
I
a
see your friend
beautiful.
in your friend in the house.
Who is that?
Eagle soaring
Hey,
high.
Eagle.
I dropped the link in case you want to come in.
Hey, Eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah, some good boys.
Hmm.
They love their mama.
Yes, indeed. But that's great if they went ahead and gave to their mom, build a house.
Yep. Yep, it
That's
was really
absolutely good.
nice.
That's
I
absolutely
guess it might
good.
have been 2 or 3 years ago because the kids were small. That youngest baby girl, she was really little. She looked like she might have been like 3 or 4 years old. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah, maybe three seasons ago. Beautiful
Mhm.
home. Good
Oh, okay.
boys. She raised them well.
And I didn't
Yeah.
know Martell had other siblings. I thought he
I
was
didn't
the only
either.
one.
I did too. He got a sister and a brother.
I was shocked when he told that to on the blogger. He had said that
Yeah.
this blogger
But
he was on when he did that interview. He said he got a sister and a brother. I was shocked because they never showed that. That's just to show you we
I
so
know.
caught up in all that drama between Mel and Martell where we don't know really about these people.
Yeah, he said he went to the I guess the tops and told him he wanted to integrate more of his family life. His brother and his sister. I think he said his brother's 5 years younger than him, and his sister is 1 year younger than him.
Mhm.
But I'm wondering, are they Marlene's children? Or are these children um with his dad and another woman? You
Yeah, I
know.
was thinking the same thing. How you doing? How you doing? Eagle soaring
Hey,
high?
Eagle. Hello, Eagle.
Hi, give me a minute, ladies.
Okay, all
Okay.
righty.
Give me 1 minute.
We got to
Yeah.
get Eagle to watch this show. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
was shocked. I
I was
mean,
too.
we didn't know nothing about it because we all caught up in this Mel and Martell drama where we
Yeah,
don't really know about these people.
yeah. I would love
Hmm.
to see his brothers and his brother and sister.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
he's
he
probably
said
an
that.
uncle. Hmm.
Yeah, he said he wanted to get his brother on, right?
He did say that. He did say that. So we'll see.
And the thing
Yeah.
about it, we never saw his brother and his sister on his IG page, unless
Hmm.
we didn't know who it was
I don't know. Maybe they don't have the same last name. Maybe they are not
by
a
like
host.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
We'll find out if he gets to bring him on. It's
yes,
all up to I guess it would be up to Carlos King or the OWN network. He said he talked to him about it.
yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
would like to see more,
Yeah.
besides them keep beating that dead
Yeah.
horse.
Yeah,
So,
because
Eagle, if you come in, if you get in, just jump in, okay? He must be
All
still
right, I'm
getting.
here. I'm here.
Okay. So, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
that's good. That's good.
Yes. Starbucks say interesting interview, Eagle. So I guess she must have looked at your interview. You had an interview. You was interviewing someone, right?
Yes.
When that
When?
was
Yes.
yesterday.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to go and watch. Sorry about it. I was so sick yesterday.
Oh no, it's
Oh my
fine.
god. Yeah, I had a headache and everything. But I'm gonna go and watch it once I close this live down. I'm gonna go ahead and watch
Yeah.
it.
I'm trying to figure out how would I guess
Okay.
I could just check your channel to see when you're gonna have an interview so that I can come in and check you out, Eagle.
Are you on Instagram or any other social media?
No.
Okay. Then I have to figure out how to
To
inform
tag,
you.
yeah, because
Yeah.
you didn't tag me in either. Because I didn't even know until Star had told me about it.
Right. And I knew that I think you were going live at the same time,
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. But I'm gonna have
I'll
to
just
make sure I
start
check.
looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Mm.
it
Wow.
did get interesting.
It did.
It got really interesting
Wow.
as it went on.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna make
Wow.
sure we go ahead and check it out. Have you watched? You still not watching Love and Marriage in Huntsville, right?
I was just trying to locate it so that I can watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Well,
Um,
no need. We'll fill you in because I don't even think Logic. She don't even have the network. She just go by
No.
YouTube, so you can
Yeah,
just
I
go right
catch it
there on
on
YouTube and
YouTube.
watch.
Yep.
okay.
Yeah.
Yep. It's
So
free
let's go
on
ahead and get
YouTube.
what you said. You're saying something, Lodge or Eagle?
I thought
No,
Eagle was saying something.
I
Oh,
thought
okay.
Logic was going to say
No.
something.
Go ahead, you all.
Yeah, well, we can move on to Kimmy and Maurice, man. Look like they about to have some problems. I don't know if they trying to build a storyline, but I could
Yeah.
see something gonna come out of this right here. It might be another affair because I don't think he gonna be able to hold out too long.
I
Oh,
think they
Lord.
were having problems before she got ill. I
Wow.
really
Tell us
do.
about it. Tell us about it.
I noticed, I don't know if you remember when they were going through the therapy, um, when all of the couples went on a retreat with Dr. Francis, I think his
Oh,
name
yes,
is, and
yes, I
his
remember
wife.
that. Mm-hmm.
It seems like it was something not really clicking for them during that therapy session.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing about it, they he lived with her or they dated for 7 years.
Yes.
That's a long time. And to me, when a man waits 7 years, it's almost like he really don't want to marry you. It
True.
seems like once they got on the show, he was kind of forced into marrying her. I don't think he wanted to marry her. And then after they got married, I think it was a year before they even took a honeymoon. He didn't want to go on a honeymoon.
Wow.
You know, does it take a man 7 years to make up his mind? I mean, if you're living in the
No.
same house, it shouldn't take. What do you think, Eagle?
If a man really cares and is really in love with a woman, he usually knows it right away.
Yeah,
And he will date her for sometimes some
Maybe
weeks, some
about 2 years.
months,
Mm-hmm.
about
yeah,
even 2 years to assure himself that things can work out.
yeah,
But it's not going to take 7 years.
yeah. I don't think so either. Yeah, I think he was kind of forced to marry her, but because they were on the show, and I believe she was edging him, and when you gonna marry me? When you gonna marry me? And
Mm,
he just didn't seem like he was happy about the idea to me.
he probably wasn't
Right.
because, like I say, if a man is in love and he's feeling a woman and he knows that she's feeling him
Right.
too, he
Yeah.
he's in most likely is in his head ready to jump the broom, especially if he
Yeah.
knows um, that they're compatible.
Right.
And you
So,
see he's still kinda young, he's still ready to, have a good time and to
Yeah.
say she pretty much, she done checked out. She in
Yeah.
her grandma panties and her pajamas, she ready to
Yeah.
just when she hit the pillow, she ready to just go to bed. You can see it in
Yeah,
our eyes. You can see that
yeah,
they really struggling. Those two are really
they
struggling.
are. They are. It's sad.
And you
How
don't
His
about
think that's why she resenting Tisha, because Tisha and Marcel, they
I
got a
think
good
Kimmy,
relationship, and
yeah,
she
I
kind
think
of
Kimmy, yeah, I
resenting
do.
now.
I do. I think she resents all of them because her, because she's snappy with Stormy. She didn't
Tisha,
like Tisha. She didn't like Destiny. She was snapping Destiny. Now I felt like once Destiny was divorced and a single woman, in her 30s, I really think Kimmy had a time with Destiny being around the group. With her being, I mean, Kimmy's in her 50s.
wow,
She's the
okay?
oldest one. The guy she married, Maurice, is only what, 41, 42.
wow. Well, that's a big age
It's a big
difference.
difference. She's the oldest
Yes.
one. And yeah, I think she is a little mean to Tisha now and the other younger women because but come on now. She had to have known that a 10-year difference. I mean, when you're 18 and you hook up with somebody 28, okay, okay, you're still young. But you're 50 something hooking up with a 40 something year old guy that really don't want to marry you,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah, I
That's
don't think
sad.
that relationship can
Yeah.
last.
But I mean, Kimmy had a home. She had a good money, good jobs. He was in school for what, 7 or 8 years. I mean, he went to law school, and so she was convenient, you know,
Wow.
because that's her home. Once they
Oh,
got
that's
married,
her
huh?
home. I thought that
That's
was Maurice.
no, that's her home. When they
Oh,
got
he's living with
married,
her.
yeah, when they got married, she put him on the deed, but that's her home.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Oh,
that.
wow.
Yeah, he moved in with her and her son. Yeah, so it was a pretty bad deal from jump for her.
So did they meet on the show? Is that how they
No,
encountered one another?
no, it seems as though a family member, I don't want to get it wrong,
Okay.
the brother, the oldest brother,
Mm-hmm.
his wife introduced Kimmy to Maurice, the brother
Okay.
Mark, the brother Mark, his wife, which they're divorced now.
Mhm.
She introduced Kimmy to Maurice.
Hmm.
Yep,
Wow.
yep, yep,
Interesting.
yep. But
But
it was cushy because it was Kimmy's home. Kimmy is a registered nurse. She had her own home health company, like you did, and she's a chef. What else does she do? Real estate. So
Wow.
she had the finances, so that he could just go through law school and focus on his career. Now that he's a full-fledged lawyer, you know.
yeah, because you can
Intriguing.
look in her eyes. You can see
Oh
you can
yeah,
see. See, I'm a type of person. I look at your eyes, and
yeah,
and you can see. I mean, it's like it's just she don't. It's dim, no
yeah.
hope.
That was a
But
year or
after
so
7
ago.
years, hmm,
That I saw that in her eyes a year or so ago.
yeah,
When they were calling themselves going to counseling because he wanted sex every day, twice a day or something.
Oh,
mhm.
wow.
And
And I don't even think he wanted. I think really he just knowing that she's not going to be able to deliver it,
right,
and even if she do deliver it, it's not going to be like he want. That's just his
right,
excuse.
Mm-hmm.
right.
Yeah,
I know
that's
one
his
of my
excuse.
cousins, he married I mean, this is decades ago. He married this older woman that had 5 children. And my mother told her, at some point he's gonna start calling you an old woman, old
Wow.
lady. And he's gonna want younger women. And it took him about 15 to 20 years, but he did
Look,
eventually
look at
start calling
Starbucks.
her.
Starbucks say, "Lord."
Yeah, he did. He started calling her old lady. He started cheating on her with younger women. They end up divorcing, and he married a younger woman.
Wow.
So why hook up with a mature woman in age and then do all of that.
Well, with
I
my
think.
cousin, go
Mhm.
ahead, Lady D.
Well, I just think that he saw that she had it going on. Just
Right.
like Logic said, when he walked in, the refrigerator on, the lights on,
Yeah.
and
Right.
Yep.
it was already, it was already home, so
Yeah.
that pull a load off of him. He didn't have to,
Right.
get all
Exactly.
that stuff. So,
Yeah. He could just
now that he
focus
got
on
it,
yeah, he
yeah,
got his degree now. He's a
eh,
lawyer.
We as men got to stop playing that
yeah.
silly game
I was just
because
about to
people get
ask you about
hurt.
that. I was about to ask you, about that.
Yeah, we got to stop that because that's how a lot of you sisters get hurt
Hurt and
because
used. Yep.
they believe that you're both on the same path and the same road, but only one is in love and the other one is just in lust. And
Yeah.
then we got to stop this thing that we do where you're convenient for the
Yeah,
moment until the one I want come
that's what
by.
I think. That's what
Right.
I think.
And
Yep.
again, we talked about the other day about Leah and Rachel and Jacob. Well,
Yes.
one of the things is that I didn't understand and that intrigues me about the story is that you all are from the same town. So how is it that you didn't know that you're supposed to get the oldest before you get the that you have to marry the eldest first before you get uh how'd it go? He got Leah first, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing about it is you got two women that one you're not really interested in,
Mhm.
but as the law states, you got to have her first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to wait for the one that you really want. So
Yeah.
at that moment, he had that convenience,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she was that right now woman. Well, I don't really feel you like that, but because you my right now, I'm going to hold on to you until the right now, the one that I want comes along.
Yeah.
Right.
And the whole thing was that it was all built on trickery anyway.
I think it
Yep.
was. I think
It
he
was,
just saw her all set up, and
Yep.
he
yeah,
saw it convenience for him
Yeah.
yeah.
because he just came out of a marriage. And, when you come out of marriage, I know he had a lot of financial woes, and he
Yep.
probably feel, look, I don't even have to worry about getting in debt. All I got to do is just go lay down and pull the cover over my head.
Right.
See,
Yeah. She got played. I mean,
She got
because
played. Yes, she
yeah, she
did.
had a
Yeah.
home, two or three different income coming in, and all he had to do was focus on his education.
Yep.
And
hmm
it's sad, but she fell for it.
Yeah, and now she can't
Yeah.
fulfill. Starbucks say it's all about that little blue pill. He really didn't need a blue pill because he was still young.
He's
Now
still young.
She probably needs something now because she can't keep up with him now.
No, not at all.
And then 7 years, come on, and all of a sudden,
Yep.
he wait till he get on a reality show, and then he decide to go ahead and marry her.
hmm
And
Yeah, I
then
think that was forced.
he said some slick stuff at the reunion one time because she was saying something about he cheat on her is a done deal, and he said something, and she gave him that eye. I don't know what it was, I forgot, but
Mm.
you could see that they are not happy. They are very miserable, and
Yeah, they
just to get
are.
that young child in that house when she done raised her child and got her child out
hmm
the house and
Yep.
got another child that don't want to listen. Like she said, my stress is not on outside. My
It's
stress is in the
It's on
in
house.
my
the
home.
inside. hmm
Yep. It's sad because she really did not anticipate him wanting his son to live with them full time because he would just do the summers and vacations and then go back home. All
Mm.
of a sudden, he want his son full time. She already raised her son was 21 at the time. She
Yeah,
didn't want to raise another kid.
yeah,
So how old is his son?
His son is 15 now, I think.
Oh, and yeah, those years are
Wow.
horrible.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty
horrible.
much.
That's miserable.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
That's his out clause to me
yeah.
because the boy is not his biological mother, and he
Right.
basically is a teenager, so he's not keeping his room clean, cutting the grass, and taking out trash the way that Kimmy wants them to do, and
Right.
Maurice don't enforce it.
And
So
you notice the wife, his first wife, you know she ain't saying too much because she said that's good for him.
right, she knew what was good. She knew why Maurice wanted to be with Kimmy. I guess she say, "You want him, you can have him because he don't want you. He gonna use you."
Mm.
You know?
But the
But
thing,
women usually have an intuition about those things. They can discern when somebody really wants them and when they
Mm,
don't, unless she's just was desperate and just
yeah.
needed to want someone in the household with her. But
Well, Eagle, um, Kimmy is a 52-year-old woman that really thinks she's 40.
oh Lord,
wow.
She dresses, and I
okay,
mean, what do you think, Lady D? What do you think?
I think because she remember when she was wearing all those lingeries and wearing all those
Yeah.
short clothes, and
Yep.
now she feel like it's not appropriate for her age anymore. Where
Right.
she don't even look right in it. So I guess most likely that's why you don't see her wearing it anymore. And
Yeah.
mhm,
now they're showing scenes of her in a kitchen. You don't see the scenes that they used to show when she was in
Yeah.
the bed.
The bedroom with the sexy lingerie
Yeah,
and
you
the
don't in the
little
nursing
cute
outfit.
outfits.
Yeah, the
Right.
nursing outfit. You don't even
And,
see that
and, and
anymore.
she was 50 years old then, parading
Yeah,
around like a 30-year-old.
because they say
You
she
know,
had lied of her age, huh?
oh
she wouldn't
wow,
tell her age. She would not
Yeah,
tell.
yeah.
Yeah. When they asked her how old she is, she would say, "Oh, a lady never tells." But it was on the internet. It came out that she
Oh,
was
that's how they
52.
found out.
Right. That's because she never told nobody her age. They found out how old she was.
Starbucks said my golden years are for me. Mine's too.
Okay.
I know that's right.
Mine's too, because I know, honey, back then I was a Janet Jackson.
Yep.
Okay.
But
All
now
right
look,
now.
Yep.
they better wish at 57 years old, honey, they'll look like me. Cause like I said, honey, I kept myself
Okay.
up. But like I say, you get everybody got to get old.
Everybody.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Sure.
But
Everybody got to get old. You just got to embrace it.
I don't know if you
Yes.
remember, Miss Wanda was the first one to say, "Oh, Kimmy, my age."
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember, me and her talk like two women because we are the same age group. And you know, Wanda was saying that she was 50 something years old.
Yeah, she said.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah,
So
Wanda said we close in age. We could talk
right,
left woman to woman.
right, woman to
Hmm.
woman, because we are the
Yeah,
same, basically the same age group.
yeah, but
And
that's a
Kimmy didn't
mess.
like it. Kimmy didn't like it when
Oh,
Wanda
she didn't.
said it, but it was the truth.
No, but she feeling it now. She's not only feeling it, she's seeing it. So
Yeah,
most likely next season, they most likely going to be filing for divorce because you can
yeah,
see right there they are not happy with each other.
yeah, not happy. And this
And
illness, to me, she's using to hold on to him.
you think so?
Yeah, to me. I mean,
Mm.
Mhm.
because a illness as serious as what she's dealing with, she don't need to be on no TV show. She needs to be focusing on her health.
Yeah,
Right.
But
absolutely.
staying on this show keeps him there because he would look you know pretty bad if he dumped her now while she's ill. To me, I could be
Wow,
wrong.
wow.
She's using it to hold on to him.
But it sounded like it wasn't a good foundation to build on anyway, because clearly both of them didn't know what they really wanted. And clearly there's not an attraction between the two of them, because if
Mhm.
it was, they would be able to work that thing out. But
Now
it
you see,
don't seem like, come on.
I beg to differ. And I think only one knew what they wanted. and
Right.
that was him. He was a
Yeah, Maurice.
yeah, he was an opportunist.
Opportunist. He knew what he wanted.
Yeah.
She
So
was she was delusional. That's what I'll
Yes,
say.
yes.
is this his style of doing things?
I think it could be the style of a whole lot of men when they're trying to accomplish something and don't want to have to work for it and find a woman that could support them while they, getting on their feet.
Right. Right. I agree. I agree.
He,
I agree with both of you.
yeah, he needed that security blanket, so all he had to do was focus on school. And
Yep,
she was willing to take
yep,
care of him
and she did
and
it.
his son, and she did it.
And
Yep,
now he got to where he wanted to go, he wanted to get,
he don't
you
need
know,
her.
he don't really don't need her anymore.
Right.
Yep,
Because he's accomplished the goal in which he
Yes,
set.
yes,
yeah,
And so
yes,
now he's just over it. I
yes.
think it
yeah.
just sounds like he was over it in the beginning.
I think he was
Mm,
But again, it goes back to the convenient thing.
right.
yep.
You got something that I want, I got something you want, and we gonna do this till it's just over.
I
And that's
mean,
a dangerous game.
yeah, he had to have somewhere to live while he was pursuing his law degree,
Absolutely.
and she was willing to provide it because I guess she thought she could love him enough. And
Hmm.
people, you know what? My daddy used to say, I think about my daddy all the time. A man cannot appreciate nothing that he do not pay for.
Thank
Mm-hmm.
you, thank
So
you.
true.
And you know why, huh?
Because
Because
he
a
didn't
man,
he didn't work for it.
that's it. And a man loves to provide. He's a provider.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
if he find him a woman that he really loves, he's going to take care of her.
Right.
Exactly.
But if you doing it all for him, then he don't want a mother.
He can't appreciate
He
it.
can't appreciate
That's
it
right.
because he a provider by nature.
Yeah. That's what my
Yes.
father told me a long, long, long time ago. A man cannot appreciate nothing that he does not pay for.
That's it. That makes
And she
sense too.
allowed him to live in her home the entire time while he was pursuing his degree. He don't appreciate her. He was using her.
Yeah.
He didn't
And
have to pay nothing.
what's his first wife name again?
Gosh, let me see. She got a funny name.
Well, whatever her name is, she eating it up. I think
Oh yeah.
she love it because
Yes, she
nowhere
is.
in the world that she should have put or allowed Maurice to have that her child in that home.
Yep.
She
Mm-hmm.
love it. She knew that right there
Yep.
was gonna be a thorn to Kimmy's side, and
Oh
that's a
yeah, she
thorn to
knew
her
it.
side.
She knew it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kiowa. Her name is Kiowa.
Coward. Yes.
Kiowa. Yeah.
Well, I probably butchered your name. Don't make no sense in me
Kiowa.
trying.
Yeah.
I probably have to say it 100 times in order for
You
me to
don't
get it
run
right.
into too many of those.
No, no, no,
I've
no.
never ran into another Kiowa. It's a beautiful name.
No, but
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna try. Not today. Not
Yeah.
today.
I mean, a lot of them call her Kai. You know.
Yeah, well, Kai.
Yeah,
But
she knew.
I think she did that,
Yeah.
because first of all, she had something against her and Kimmy, the way that Kimmy went about getting her husband, because she did
Right.
say that it was still married.
Yeah, with
So
some
when
overlap.
Maurice said that, he was gonna get the child into that home, that was the hand that she fan with, because
Oh
she
yeah.
knew that
Oh.
Kimmy was not gonna be able to handle it.
She knew Kimmy
Mm-hmm.
wanted the man, but she did not want the child. She knew that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So y'all done with
Yep.
that? Let's move.
Okay, moving
So we're gonna
on.
move
Move
on to
along.
all into that baby shower.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that baby shower, and Melanie came at the end. Why did
Yeah.
You think Melanie wanted to be the last one to come in?
I think she didn't have plans on being that long. She wasn't going to come, at the beginning. She wanted to pop in for the cameras and get on up out. And that's exactly what she did.
Oh, so she did leave.
Yeah, she left.
Mhm.
You didn't see her leave?
Well, I know she said she when she saw Martell went in there, she said she was going to leave, but I thought she just did that, and then she went ahead and sit down.
No, she left.
Oh,
No, she
okay.
left. So I
Okay.
guess she might have been there a good 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. So she
Yeah,
left
she
because I
ate.
thought Martell.
Yep. And I don't know if you noticed, when Martell and Marceau came in, they spoke to everybody at the table except Melody.
Come on, I didn't notice that.
I did. I watched it a couple of times to be sure.
Hmm.
Wow.
Marceau never spoke to Melody, and neither did Martell.
Wow.
They walked around there and shook hands with the guys and hugged every other female, excuse me, except for Melanie. And that's when she got up and left. And she was looking shifty eyed as if, I wonder if he's going to speak to me. Martell walked right around her over to Stormy, which was sitting next to Melody,
Hmm.
hugged Stormy, shook Courtney's hand. He went around, he shook Christopher Fletcher's hand, never locked eyes on Melody. And Marceau said something about a seat. Oh, she said, you can have mine.
Mhm. And
She
that's
said,
why,
Wow.
"Mm,
that's why I think, it's time for her to go ahead and just
yeah,
exit
yeah,
completely. Because
yeah.
she got to continue leaving when Martell come in. It's time for her to just exit completely and just don't come back.
Well, she was running away from the conversations they were having at the table, too.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, right.
You know, she didn't want to talk or hear anything else about Sheree and Marcel.
You
And they
believe
was
that?
praising, huh?
You believe that?
Believe what, babe?
That she didn't want to hear.
Oh, yeah, of
I
course.
think the only reason why she didn't want to hear because they came out and said that Sheree didn't say it. It was Tiffany. She was like a fan,
Right.
and she didn't want to hear that part. She don't want to hear that she ran up to Martell's new girlfriend or new boo or whatever as a
Yeah.
Hmm.
fan. She don't even want that to come out. I think she's really embarrassed of that.
And that little other little part about her private parts being
The
good
pro-
enough to hold him, you know what I'm
oh
talking about.
Oh
The
yeah,
C
Lord.
word.
yeah,
She didn't want to hear that,
no.
you know. And they
Oh,
was mean and nasty for bringing it up in front of her.
Hmm.
Her good girl
Well,
Neil and Tisha brought it up.
Well, you think if it was the other way around, they would have brought it up. They would have had a
Oh
field
yeah,
day with
they
it.
would have had a field day with it. She would have wore it out. That's
Mhm.
why it's coming back on her
That's
because of
what.
the way she did Tisha.
Yeah, and the thing about it, they don't see that that is karma because
Right,
that's to me is embarrassed. You got
right.
someone saying, "Oh, you was taking picture, you and your child with who Martell is with today." You know good and well if it was the other round, if it was Tisha and Marcel, oh,
Martha,
they would have
they
spent
would
that
wear it out.
101 times.
Yep, it's coming back on her. She had to get up and run. Okay.
Yeah,
I wanted to see what you thought about this. Now, when Melody first exposed him for being a cheater, she knew that Ariana Curry was never going to be on the show, right?
mhm, mhm.
What she did not anticipate was a charade coming on the show
Yeah,
that she would have to deal with.
yeah.
Who would have thought that?
Hmm. Like
You know,
that's what I said. Whoever did that PR, they did a real good thing
oh yeah,
because if Ariane would have came in that door first, they would have worn her out.
right. They couldn't
So
bring
all
her
they
in.
doing now, it is making it easy because now Ariane could do it is slide through because we have now separate Mel and Martell. So
hmm.
now we can
Yeah,
fit whoever he want in, and
yeah,
it's
it's
going to be
open for
much
her.
easier now. It's going
Yeah,
to be much easier. But if they would have did that first, if they would have did that first, with Ariane, it would never last. Even that
no,
show wouldn't last. It would have went ahead and ruined. They needed
right,
someone that was strong. They couldn't get no
right,
anybody.
right.
They had to
Somebody
have
with
someone
some
that know.
right.
Yes,
Another
yes,
reality star that's
yes, yes.
actually what do you call an OG? She's been
OG,
on
yes,
in reality TV for
yes,
years. She's got clout. She's respected.
yes.
Oh, honey, they hooked it up.
They could have
They hooked
gotten
it
not
up.
even they could have, long as they were strong. Because
Yeah,
Mel think that she's that girl, and
right.
they needed somebody that can top that. So
Absolutely.
because you already said she always looked at Ariane as the Honda, and she was the what?
The Rolls Royce.
The Rolls Royce.
Now here's another now Sheree calls herself a Ferrari.
Woo! Yes, I
Oh,
made a video on
Okay.
that one.
She calls herself a Ferrari. That's the
Yes.
video I'm talking about that I saw that you made.
Okay. Well, she says she liked my videos. You know how when I make my videos,
uh-huh.
she says she love it. So I'm
I
gonna start
love it.
making. I'm glad when I
Yeah.
like when people tell me what they like. I could give them
Right.
Yeah,
That
Right.
was, oh man, that was a great
yeah. I'm
video.
gonna
One
start
of the
making
best I've
videos.
ever seen. Yeah, that
Yes,
Ferrari. I think it was a
yeah,
red Ferrari that you put in that video, I
yeah,
think.
yes,
Boy,
yeah.
Mm.
that was fantastic.
Yeah. Well, Sheree is the Ferrari. She's the Rolls
Rolls
Royce.
Royce
Okay. Well,
and
Sheree is the
Curry
Honda.
and Ariel Curry is the Honda.
Yeah.
Wow. Now which one?
Wow.
I mean, both of them are nice cars, a Ferrari and a Rolls Royce. But if you get your choice, I would take the Ferrari. You know,
It well, quite obvious is all that would do the job. You see what I'm saying? So quite,
right?
what your man like.
I mean, it's sleek, it's
It's it.
fast, it's sexy. You know, opposed to a Rolls Royce is beautiful, but you really can't say it's sexy.
But you see, let me tell you about a Rolls Royce. It's beautiful, but it's gonna stay in a garage.
Right,
It's gonna stay military style, right? We got a
right,
man
right.
on board. He know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh yes.
Ah,
It becomes a prize to
uh-huh.
me.
See, it's just a trophy. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's a
That's
Yes.
gonna
trophy
collect a
car.
little dust. He need a
Right.
little Ferrari,
Yes.
something that, or maybe you can stay a Honda because that Honda gonna stay on the road. Rain,
Yeah, that's
All
true.
the
snow,
time.
sleep, it's gonna stay on that road.
Yeah, but the Honda is the work car, the car you go to the grocery
Th-
store
th-
in.
but
But
woman,
that
it get
Ferrari,
used. It get used. It
right?
get rusted. See, you can't picture what I'm talking
Ah,
about.
yeah,
See, it's like a bunny rabbit. You understand? It's like
Hmm.
that Duracell
yeah,
battery. It's
right,
gonna
right,
stay
right.
running. It's gonna stay on that road.
Right, but I mean,
Yes.
between the Ferrari and the Honda, which one you gonna jump in or on faster,
Well,
quick?
I'm gonna go for the a Ferrari because see, like I
Okay,
said, I could get more clout with the Ferrari. But if I
well,
want to have a
absolutely.
good time, and
Right.
we got a man on board, he all he looking for somebody just to, what you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
So
that's
he could and go to sleep.
that old plain
Oh,
boring stuff. But that
Yeah.
Ferrari.
Let me see what.
oh.
Oh Lord,
We already done talked about Nature Boy. We're not gonna talk about it. Not on this. I went ahead and did
yeah.
another live. She said, with Lady D, do you think Nature Boy Wise will get any jail time over that? Well, I'm not. She said the same thing last time.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
really get into those
yeah,
interviews or
yeah,
those
yeah. Go
videos
watch my
tonight. So I'll know.
video.
Right, I
Yes,
will.
and
Yeah,
I'm coming to Saturday 12. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about it. Laja and I will talk about all that tomorrow, but she have to watch the
yeah,
video first before we can
yeah,
go ahead and talk about it. But
yeah. I
yeah,
got
you know where I'm going at. You see what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh
You know
yes.
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
why you don't I don't the men they don't care. You see what I'm saying? Long as they'll go back to the hood. If they
Yeah,
feel like they want a good time, they'll go right there to the hood. Cause see, with the hood, honey, the hood ain't got no. When you go into the hood, they ain't got no shame. Some of them will
that's
sit
Pretty
true.
there and
much.
who, honey, they gonna do it.
That's true.
Pretty much.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Ah,
This show is
Unless you
something
just
else.
got standards and morals.
yeah, but they
Yeah.
still a freak. They still a
But a
freak.
lot of them will go right on back to the
Yep,
worst parts of town.
yep, yep,
Yep.
yep. And that's
Yep.
exactly what's happening. So I don't understand because even Martell said the same thing when what's her name? Melanie went ahead and put it out. You remember when Melanie put it out the reunion? He said, y'all went to the same school. So why would
Right.
you want to compare yourself, like you better and y'all
Right.
went to the same school?
Yeah. It's like a Honda over a Rolls Royce. In other
Yeah.
words, she was the Rolls Royce. Baby, please.
A
Queenie in the
lot of
house.
women.
Queenie say, "Hey, Lady D in chat."
Hey,
Yep.
it's country girl, Queen.
Hey, country
Yes.
girl. You know,
A
it could be
lot.
a super turnoff for a woman to think she's so superior over other women.
It's a turn off for a man. And
It's a
and
turnoff, yeah, for a man.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and Eagle couldn't say about that. They don't
Yeah.
want that.
No, not really.
Mm.
It's because it's not attractive
Right.
to a man. It's thinking that you're higher and greater than he. It's not attractive.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a turnoff. Yep.
But some women, that's the attitude they have, and they are competitive.
Yeah.
They are more competitive than ever. Now, men are now just beginning to start to becoming highly competitive with one another.
Right.
It's like I got the biggest car, I got the best car, and the thing that I've noticed is that we as men can talk about everything and anything and come to a competitive state, except when it comes to dealing with our real feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when you find people that's really competitive and hard with it, it's something down on the inside of them that makes them feel like they have to be that and then some, or they're nothing. So I think that a lot of it is insecurities, and maybe Melody has some
Yeah.
I think she
small
do.
Yeah.
insecurities on her, and it's heavy. It can be
Mhm.
heavy for her. So
Yeah.
The insecurity that I think that Melanie have, is because of some trial. And I'm not a therapist. Childhood traumas,
Yeah.
because
okay,
of coming from a broken family. Pretty
Yeah.
much, her mom, has issues, and sometimes, like I say, that stuff, you carried into your adulthood.
Oh yeah.
that's it.
Yep. And then a lot of women, I don't know if you guys can relate to this, when they have children and the father is not in the picture, the mother kind of overcompensates for the father. They feel um like they owe that child all of their attention, all of their love, will not say no to them, trying to
Hmm.
compensate for not for them not having a father for their child.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, and
Hmm.
I believe
that's
with her being a cute little girl, her mother probably told her every day, "You're beautiful. You're the best.
Hmm.
You're the greatest. No one compares to you. You
Hmm.
overshine everybody." People do that in order to uplift their child because they don't have a father figure.
Yeah, could be,
They
could
never
be.
say no to them. I've never heard her mama say no to her
Wow.
on anything.
Wow.
Now maybe behind closed doors she do, but everything, all these little nasty things that she's done on this show, I've
Hmm.
never seen her mother tell her no, that ain't right.
Hmm.
You
It's
can't
like,
raise a child being a yes man.
yeah, like putting on a pedestal, like she was
Right.
more than,
hmm
Superior over everybody
yeah,
else.
because you could see that the mom looked like she looks down at,
Oh yeah.
yeah, she looked like she looked down, especially Miss Wanda. Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
God.
Oh
You could
yeah.
see that she looked like, oh, I'm better than you.
I'm
And
I'm
like
better than
she
her.
even said that. She even said it before, pretty much she said it.
Right.
I'm not gonna get to your
wow,
level, I'm not gonna get down, to your level. The way that she even look at him.
Right.
Like, oh,
You know,
that's
I
disgusting.
don't deal with
Yeah,
ghetto. Ghetto.
yeah, yeah, ghetto, yeah, or something like that. You could see that.
But when they busted her out for the so-called, alleged affair she had with the other brother.
Oh my gosh, she could have fell down on the
Oh
floor.
my God. Oh my God.
She didn't
You
wanted
know,
that out,
she
trust me.
denied it. She denied it. She denied it. And he lived in a different state. She would fly out to see him or drive. No, they said she would drive for hours to go see him,
8 hours.
paying his child support, buying
Wow.
him
what?
plane
Oh,
tickets,
she didn't wanted that. She didn't wanted that to get out.
buying plane tickets for him. She said she was a good friend. She was trying to help him. Girl, that's no,
Wow,
no. That was your
Oh my,
man.
oh, she
Yeah.
couldn't stand Marcel when Marcel brought that out, right? Oh
Oh,
my
she was
God.
so mad.
She
You
could have
know.
just slid down on that floor.
Oh my God.
mm
You know. And Martell said, "Wasn't you driving 4 or 5 hours one way to see him?
She tried to
you
get out of that. Oh, she
you
tried to get
ain't
out of that.
driving no 5 hours to see
mm.
nobody. Oh, and you guys were in a motel. You ain't driving 5 hours to go see no
What?
man. in a
Yeah.
motel and y'all ain't friendly.
And Melanie was trying to help her out because Melanie knew that they was going to get them tapes. They was going to get them
Yeah,
on to, to tell the truth. So she did come out and say, yeah, sort of like it had happened because
yeah,
mom was going to deny it till the end.
right. But she's still denying it. And that made him so mad to be denied like that, like he was dirt.
Oh my
But he had to get
God.
over it. She was
Oh my
embarrassed to say, you
Wow.
know, that she liked little old Mark.
my God. Girl, I didn't know we was gonna get this far. We are almost in an hour and a half and didn't even an hour. And we didn't even get to the meat because you know what I was saving
Yeah,
the
girl.
best
We ain't got to the meat of this the show yet.
I didn't know we was gonna get that far because I promise you, girl, I just glared at that show and just that was it. But
Girl.
I didn't know we was gonna pick this much apart.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Oh
Yep.
my God. I didn't know we was gonna pick that much apart. But girl, I like my new mic. This mic right here. I don't know if it's too
It's nice.
loud. I really
No,
like it, man. Cause
no,
I really like this mic right here.
no, it's
I when I
clear.
s- Yeah, it's very very clear, and I really like it. It's no buzzing sound. I mean, it's just crystal clear. But
Yeah.
girl, let's get to the meat with
All
old
right, girl.
messy tail
I'm
Karen.
Oh,
ready. I'm
Oh
ready.
my God. Oh my God. Oh, you gonna start this off because Lord, I'm gonna need my prayer cloth and my holy water, and I know Eagle might need some too because
Girl.
that Karen done got to me,
Oh
and
my
that
God.
oh my God, you talk
Oh my
about
God.
Lou, man. I mean Lou, he really whipped, huh?
oh,
Well, I guess he wants to want her to look up to him like he's a supportive husband, but he gonna get his butt whooped in the process.
You saw how close he was to Martell.
Yeah, yeah. I
Oh
knew
my God!
when Marceau and Martell stepped into the event, I knew they were looking for Lou to have that conversation. And Martell said, "Hey Lou, come on, let's step outside, so we can talk for a few minutes." Well, Lou was ready, and Martell tried to explain to Lou that he was not disrespectful to Tiffany, but he felt like
Wow!
he had a right to ask her why did she ask Sheree those disrespectful questions. And Lou
Wow!
wanted to try to say, "Oh, Tiffany didn't mean no harm." Oh, yes, she did.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh,
It's
yes,
like
she did.
she was. It's like she's setting her husband up for failure.
Yeah,
She hated. She looked like she hated to see her husband happy.
yeah. Because after the conversation with Martell and Marcel, when she got home to Lewis, she made it seem like they just crawled all over her, stomped all over her, shouted all in her
Yeah.
face. And that wasn't the case.
And you saw that little smirky smile. That just show you that some women will set you up, man. I mean, will
Yeah.
put you in the lines then.
She's
And
a
that's
perfect
exactly what she
Karen.
was trying. Yeah, she's a perfect Karen.
Yeah. She's a Karen. And if Lou, I don't know what they're going to do. But if Lou is going to be jumping up to defend her every time she step up and say something out of place to people, I mean, come on, what kind of wife? I mean, what kind of marriage are they going to have? If she's
not
going
Absolutely.
a
to
good one.
continue to put him in that position, because if you notice, it was him and three men there:
Thank you.
Martell, Marceau, and Maurice. If he stepped to, which he did step to Martell when he touched him, and why would you put your hands on this man?
That
Oh
absolutely. And
Lord.
it looked like that's what Tiffany wants. Tiffany looked like she's trying to start some kind of mess with her husband, which I don't understand why. Because if the men does not want to film with Big Lou, then she's out the door as well because the women
Right,
don't want to have anything to do with her as
right.
well.
Yeah, he was going. If he wanted to jump off and try to make it physical, he was going to have to. He was going to have to get with all three.
Yeah.
You know, she gonna
Mm,
get him hurt. She's got. That's the type of female that will get her man messed all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
Starting messing and running back, telling your man something totally different, for him to run out there supposedly defend you, and you all wrong. He
And
get his whole head tore off.
believe it or not, next year she gonna be hollering she want a divorce because she don't look like
Yep.
she's happy with him as
Oh
well.
no,
To
no.
me, she just wanted the child just for a cash cow. You see what I'm saying?
Right, right.
And
She
I'm
can
gonna
get
say
that child
allegedly, but
support.
you don't see that she really like him.
No, I mean everybody says the same thing. Everybody can,
No, no.
can't see the same thing and be wrong.
And
You
then she
know,
knows she was wrong. That's why she was faking like
right?
she was having dizzy spells. You know good, why she wasn't having dizzy spells. She knows
Ah,
she got her husband in the lion's den.
right. When all three of those guys were outside, and she knew they were all talking to Lewis, and they were going to tell her about the private part statement that she made.
Yeah.
She was ready to go.
Mhm.
Then
But see,
Mm.
and
she
then
didn't tell Big Lou that part.
no, she didn't. She didn't tell him that. You know, but oh, honey, she got definitely sick, but did not want to. Did not want the ambulance to come.
No, because she was faking it.
She was
Another
faking.
Karen. That's a
She was
Karen.
faking. That's a Karen. Yep, he gonna get his whole head tore off fooling with that woman.
Yep. I bet you he catch hell in that home with her because
Oh
she looked
yeah.
like she got about 101 different personalities.
Oh yeah.
Uh-uh.
Yes, yes.
Yep. Yep.
Lord.
It's a hot flaming mess.
And I was so glad when Martel and not Maurice, Martel and Marcel uh was together when that thing came in because
Yeah.
she would have set Martel up.
Yeah. That's why Marceau was there to be a buffer to
I'm
make
so
sure.
glad.
Yeah, I'm glad he was there too because it could have went left. But Martell gets angry kind of quick,
Yes, yes.
and she would have said something out of place. And yeah, it was good that Marceau was there. Marceau brought a little humor into it, and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And the thing about it is that Big Lou was trying to say that, they gained on his wife. No, your wife came in.
right,
And she say, "Well, why you confronted her? Why you didn't confront me?" Well, the reason why he did it because them two was going to do business together.
right.
So I'm glad that he came out and told her what she did so they can go ahead and part ways.
Well, somebody they keep making the statement, "Oh, she's pregnant." She was pregnant when she stepped her butt up to in their business.
Thank you. Okay, country girl. Country girl say just stop by to show love and support at work. I catch you guys later. Okay, thank you for coming in. And guys, make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. And also, guys, support Eagle Soaring High. Make sure you go ahead and support
Definitely,
his channel as well.
definitely. Yep.
Yes. So go ahead,
Thank
Lodge.
Yeah, she was pregnant when she got all that mess started.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't just get pregnant. She been pregnant for about 8 or 9 months. So I
Wow.
mean, she stepped out of line pregnant. They, had a right to put her back in line pregnant.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And I think they did it nice because nobody really shouted at her. They got their point across respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't have no problem with stepping her big belly over there, messing all off in that man business.
And I don't know why she's riding so hard like that for Mel. Like I say, the only thing that I can think of is that she's just using Mel to go ahead and get her foot in the door. But
Yeah,
y'all both gonna be outdoors.
yeah, because nobody really likes Tiffany but
No.
Melody, supposedly. But
so.
Mhm.
Are they friends? They have a friendship with each other, or is she just using her to get what
I
she
don't call
wants?
none of them friends. They're all
no,
frenemies.
right.
Well, I can agree with that from the sounds of how they are behaving.
Yeah, there's no real friendship there. With I would say between Melody and none of the women, even Nell is not her friend.
Nell is not who? Melanie's friend?
Right. I mean, she was
No,
sitting up there at
no.
the table, and she basically put the questions too. Melody, did you hear what Tiffany said to Sheree? That came
Hmm.
out of Nell's mouth,
Oh, okay.
you know. And then Nell was the one who said, well, she asked Sheree if her P, no, why, is good
Uh,
enough to hold on to Martell. You know,
uh-uh.
Wow.
Whoa, whoa.
you know what the word is.
I
Yeah.
got your logic. I got you.
Okay, we can't say the word.
Really?
Yeah.
This the type of conversations that they're having?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the pregnant woman asked his so-called girlfriend, "Do you think your P is
Mm-hmm.
good enough to hold on to Martell?" Using that very word.
Wow. I
Yeah.
don't know why that came out. Why she said that.
Yeah. Do you think your P is good enough to hold on to Martell?
So what makes you think she said that? Because she was trying to say Sheree was older.
I don't know. I can't imagine why she. I would never ask a woman that question. You think yo is good enough to hold on to your man? No. Who says that?
Mm-mm-mm.
I don't
And
know
then
what
to
her
a
motive was.
stranger, you don't even know this woman to
Yeah,
hold those
never
type of
laid eyes.
conversations.
Never met her before a day in her life.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was all messy. And
Oh,
if she hadn't have been pregnant, she might have would have got cussed out.
Who? My God, Sheree would have put
Okay.
shift that wig like
Yeah, Sheree told Martell, number one, I didn't want to disrupt your event because this was your night. And number two, I had to give her, a little something because she's pregnant.
mhm.
If she wasn't pregnant, Sheree would have ate her up.
Ooh, was she?
You know.
So I
Well,
think she just did that just to get a pass.
she has had her son. She ain't pregnant no more.
Mhm.
So there is nothing to stop people from smacking her upside her head.
So what
oh,
you think coming out now that they comparing the baby to we gonna sell legend, but they comparing the baby to one of the co-workers.
Yeah.
oh Lord.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth now. When I first seen little Ace, I said, okay,
Ace. Are you Ace?
okay.
Yes.
Yep, that's his name.
Oh my.
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
Where
Everybody
is
is
Dana?
saying that Lewis need a DNA to make sure. Because I seen her, I think it's her business partner.
Mhm.
That guy is handsome.
Wow.
He's very handsome. So whether or not they played
Had the bone.
hide the sausage or pin the tail
Okay.
on the donkey while they was working, we don't know.
Be offense, Jesus.
That's why you have to make sure you be careful how you throw
Right.
them rocks because you
But
throwing the
Absolutely.
rocks on it, one
well, let
might
me
come
ask
where you
y'all
might
this.
not be able to handle.
Most affairs happen in the workplace.
Of
Yes,
course.
You
absolutely.
know,
Yeah, of course.
most affairs happen in the workplace. I know with my husband, his
Mine
workplace
too. Yeah.
was his playground
Yeah.
and where he met, his you know, you
Mine
know.
was like that too because you say, "Oh, well, they don't go nowhere. They go to work and come back home."
Yeah,
Well, the reason why they go to work because they didn't have to go nowhere else because it's always
right.
at work.
It's at work. Yep. The
Oh
workplace is
Lord.
the workplace is a playing ground for affairs.
Yeah, they all at work. I
Yep.
was wondering. I said, they say, where's she at? They say, oh, right there on the job,
Yep.
Good
On the job.
Lord.
On
right
the
there on the
job.
job. Like I say,
I,
girl, look, we got a story by ourselves.
girl, yeah, that's what
A-
mine was on the
All
job.
all this right here, we could take a piece of everything that went on. Nothing
Yep.
new under the sun. Nothing.
That's
Yep.
right.
Nothing
Yep.
new under the sun. And
Yep.
especially when it comes to these reality shows.
Yep. It's all
Mm,
it happens every day.
But to thank
Yep.
God that we don't sit there and allow it to take the best of us. Cause see, it got to get to
No.
your mind. When it
Right.
get to your
yes,
mind, then it could tear you
it's
apart.
over.
Right.
Mm,
Yeah. But you see, it didn't get to my mind, because like I
No.
said, I know who I am.
No, we
that's
don't get
it.
all bent out of shape over it. The
No,
only
I
thing that
I know I'm
bothers
not. Oh, I
me,
did what I had to do, but I move
yeah,
on.
yeah. The only thing that really bothers me when they start labeling people, calling them names, and when they start destroying other people's businesses to keep them from making money. Now that burns,
Oh, that
makes my blood
especially
boil.
Yes.
yes, yes. It that tried to that almost happened to us as well.
Hmm.
Like I said, I got a testimony on stuff like this.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that, you just make sure, when you do stuff like this, you better make sure you have good attorneys and good
Right. Right. Right.
bookkeepers and, because they coming after and most of them women, they want your life.
Yep.
They
Hmm.
go they'll have a baby. I just don't understand. How could you bring a child in this world just because you trying to get financial gain?
A lot of them do it.
That's
Make it make sense.
Yep.
that's a
Make it
little
Yep.
make
silly.
sense.
They gonna find a
Y-
man that has the best job.
yes.
They gonna get knocked up by him, Or if they get knocked up in their heads, they're gonna still put it on him because he the
Well,
one
you
with
got to
the
get
money.
child support these days. I mean, you got to get a blood test these
DNA,
days.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
yep.
but still, of all, why would you do that? You know that this man got a whole wife at home and children, and you getting pregnant. What you think they was gonna move their family out and put you in?
A lot of them don't want to be that wife. They just want the money.
That they just want the support.
They want the money. Yeah,
That's
Then
horrible. That's
find
bad.
your
yep.
own.
Mm,
Then find your own, and you ain't got to do that.
Well,
yeah.
Find your own man and make sure he right for you, and y'all connect, and
mhm.
there you go.
And
Well,
the thing
wives
about
have
it,
duties, Eagle. A lot of these women don't want to be a wife because you
mhm.
got to cook, you got to clean. That man is going to be looking for the house to be clean, the kids to be taken. They don't want those responsibilities.
Wow.
So they'd rather just
Yep.
hop from bed to bed
Right.
and
Mm-mm-mm.
be labeled stuff that's just not cool
No,
That's
they
and unacceptable.
they don't want to make no beds. They don't want to wash no work clothes. They don't want to make no lunches. They don't want to prepare no dinner every night. Now, if he
mhm,
coming through once a week, yeah, she might throw a little something in the oven.
mhm.
Oh, Peter's coming by. I gotta fix him a little something to eat. But that's not. They don't want to do that as a daily chore,
Yeah,
like a wife has to do.
yeah.
The husband is getting that meal from home.
Mhm.
He
And he
just comes
probably
through.
don't want nothing from her. He just want her to
No,
just sit
It
like
right,
is.
Ariane said, just sit on his face.
right, okay,
She said, "Sit on his face."
right. He go home to get a meal. You know, because I don't know if you remember Lady D and Eagle. Melody said, and Martell said it too. He was always home every night. He never stayed out all night. He never stayed out
Never.
late.
Right.
Whatever he did, it was while he was on the job, and he would run probably over there for an hour or two.
Piru said, hello
Hello,
guys.
everyone. Hi,
Mhm.
Pearl.
Hello, P.
How are you? Yeah,
Mhm.
he was always home. He never stayed out all night long. That's why she really couldn't tell that he was cheating because he came home on time. He was there with the kids when she got there.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
If that
Wow.
girl had never called his phone, and that was really dumb. I mean, a
Mhm.
smart man would have two phones, or don't give out his number.
But didn't he have two phones? Mel said he had two phones.
Well, he did have two phones, but he wasn't doing it right because the girl, really, the side piece is not supposed to call when they know you at home with your wife.
Uh-huh.
Right.
They don't do that. She wanted, she wanted Melody to know that she was in the picture.
Yeah. But like I told you, I think the reason why she wanted to know because the way that it end, I think that after Mel had left, I think he had a relationship, a full
Right,
relationship with
right.
Ariane. And when Mel decided she wanted to go back
To come
home,
back.
he
Yeah,
just went cold turkey on her.
yeah,
And I think that's where all the resentment come because she say on Tasha K, y'all really don't know. Y'all really don't know what happened. But see, I'm
yeah,
not able to tell my side.
Hmm.
yeah. Because it was 5 months
Hmm.
where he didn't have any contact with her because he was back with Melody.
Yes, yes,
And I guess that pissed her off.
yeah.
She started calling him again.
Yeah, and she probably
Yeah,
say, "Look, we both was pregnant at the same time. You made me get mine." And I guess all that was mental to her, which that would be mental to
yeah,
anybody. Just
Absolutely.
imagine you pregnant at the same time with and you had to get rid of yours, and he went back
yeah,
home. You know, them people got a lot of stuff to pay for.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
That.
they went through. These people went through a lot.
Yeah,
They
they
did a
did.
lot.
So he made the young lady get.
Abortion with a child prior to the one she had with him.
Mhm.
Wow.
So how
And
many did she get rid of?
she said she got rid of one and she had a miscarriage with one.
Okay.
And she said she was pregnant for Martell twice before she got pregnant with this child.
Okay.
And she decided to go ahead and keep this child. I think she thought she was going to get the man.
Okay. Yeah.
She knew she was going to ruin the marriage. That Melody was going to divorce him
Mhm.
once that child came, and that was her. That was her goal, was to get Martell away from Melody
Mhm.
because he wasn't ever gonna leave.
And he wasn't going to leave her because he already told it to
Hmm.
Dr. Francis. He said when he was with Melanie, he started thinking about the apples or the oranges. I don't know which he
Yeah,
was, the apple or the orange. He had a taste for orange. So it's
yeah,
like he had feelings for both of them.
yeah. He
But he
did.
was more established with Melody, it sounds
Yeah,
like.
yeah, he was more well, that was his
Right,
wife, that was the queen.
Hmm.
And
right,
and that's why I sit there and said we got to do some really deep soul searching when it comes to polygamists, because
right,
they gonna always treat the queen, she's gonna be the lead woman,
right,
and the rest
Absolutely.
of them is pretty much concubines.
right, right,
Right.
right,
So she pretty much was a concubine. The concubine don't have to do too much at all.
right. The
But
concubine
you
is supposed to stay in her place.
Yeah, but you mess her up, you make her mad, she'll tear the whole house down, okay?
Yeah,
Mm.
As we could see.
yep,
She would tear the whole house down. So I guess what he felt like, he was trying to please both of them, but my God, and he did
mhm,
it. He did it for a long, long time.
yeah.
So
He did
what
it for a
went
long time.
wrong?
What
Well,
went
the
wrong?
show, the show, to me, I think the
Okay,
show
the
went wrong.
reality show is what
Yeah, what
Yeah,
helped
you
bring
think? What you think,
destruction.
Lodge? I
right.
think the
It put it in
show.
the limelight. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I think
show
she would
brought
have
it to the light.
continued.
Yeah, I
See,
believe
this
so
why you
too.
don't put all your business out on no
Thank you.
darn show. Ooh, excuse
Yep,
it.
Thank
I
you.
hope I did not say that.
I thank you.
yep,
Absolutely. And that's what I
yep,
think. When you put your life on display and then everybody is combing through it and picking it apart, and then
Hmm.
you trying to put yourself on a pedestal, trying to look good. I think that's why, because even Miss Wanda, I think Miss Wanda Artesia, you would have stayed in that relationship. You knew
yeah.
your husband was running with this woman. You even went to the woman out. You knew
Oh,
you was
Right,
yeah, Miss Wanda called them sister wives.
right, right, right. Because she did go over there with a
Yeah.
couple of her cousins or friends or whatever to
Ain't did
jump on
nothing.
the
Didn't
girl.
bust a grape. Didn't bust a grape.
Right.
oh
Well,
Lord.
Melody said it. You had me out at 2 o'clock in the morning,
Hmm.
going to some woman's house, talking to her, saying you stay away from my husband. And he told her you didn't have to do that.
Oh, Martell say you didn't have to do that?
Right? He told her you didn't have to do that. In other words, she went over to Arion's house clowning
Uh-huh.
about her sleeping with her husband.
Okay.
And you know you're not gonna get nowhere that way.
Hmm. And
I don't think so.
I hope they just come out and just tell the whole story, because, like I sit there and say, it take two to tear down a home. And
That's
I
Yeah.
right.
think it was more to what what is
Hmm.
put out, because we're only hearing one side.
Right.
But it's something about it, because that's, to me, the way that we see it, it is a cold-hearted person.
Right.
And that's why they so hard on Martell, because how we seen one side is a cold-hearted person.
Right. But in all reality, if he was not happy with his wife, instead of cheating, he could have left, divorced, and went on and did what he wanted to do.
Peru said, I
Absolutely.
think Ariane was there to fulfill his sexual needs when Mel was absent in the bedroom.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And
But
that's gonna happen. That's gonna the same thing gonna happen to Kimmy and Maurice.
right, and it's better to just say, "Hey, I gotta go. I want a divorce," rather than to cheat. You gonna get caught. I mean, Starbucks was talking about the guy last night that didn't get caught. His wife didn't know he was cheating until after he passed. That don't
Right.
that happens. That's rare. Usually,
Hmm.
the cheater gets caught.
But here's my question.
Mhm.
Is it really cheating when she gave him permission to go out and
That's
sleep
what we got
around?
to do our
Yeah,
research on. We gonna do
yeah,
our research on it, because according to Shahars Ali, it's not considered cheating, it's considered as the other
yeah,
woman. So
yeah.
we're
You
gonna
have,
have to do our research on that.
yeah. Eagle asked that question a couple of times before. Is it really cheating if she told him to go get him a woman?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a good question.
But then again,
Yeah.
they both were cheating. So what was
Right, absolutely.
That's what Martell is confused about.
Right,
right? So what is the issue? You
And
had
right.
then
your fun. You got your stuff rotted out. I've got my stuff filled up and boom, and we both got what we wanted. So
Right.
why be upset about it?
I
Right.
even
Right.
made a video
Especially
on
when
it.
you told me to do it. I'm
Thank
sorry,
you.
Right.
come on, baby D.
Thank you. I even made a video on it, but I took it down when Martell had found Melanie and one of her boyfriends at some restaurant eating. You remember when
Yeah.
Martell
Yeah.
had
Yeah. I
filmed
remember
it?
that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
I had
that.
made a video on that. And that's
But that
who
guy
they
was
were
supposed to
saying
be
that
a
the child
married
was
man. Wasn't he a
he
married
was
man?
what? A
They
married
said he
man.
was a
Yep.
married man.
Thank you for
Yep.
Ruth.
So they
Yep.
both did it. They both did it. I mean, that's what
Yep.
happened in my situation. Like I said, my husband cheated, and I said, "Well, shoot, I'm
Mhm.
mad. I guess
Yep.
I'm gonna cheat too."
Peru said once one spouse give the other spouse permission to sleep around, it's
It's an
become an
open
open
marriage.
marriage.
Open marriage. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we gonna have to, because like I said, and say I want to use my platform to build up, because like I say, just talking about it, and no solution, that's kind of draining. But if
Right.
we come with a solution to a why, because it's a why to everything.
Right.
Hmm.
Is a why to everything. So if you telling your man to go out there and do it and you not giving in, what he's gonna do? He's gonna do it.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And what Shahara Isaac Lee said, she said that, you know, if you have a woman that's in a relationship for 2 or 3 years, that's considered as the other woman, not a side chick or a
Right.
mistress. That's
Right.
the
Right.
other woman.
Hmm.
Two to
Yeah.
three, 2 to 3 years. Your
Yeah. For
husband
another
was
one. Other
running with
woman.
this woman, this same woman, and
Yeah.
you didn't know
Absolutely.
nothing about it.
I think it was a total of 7 years for Martell, wasn't it?
I think so. I think it was a
Yeah.
long time
7 years.
7 years with
with the same
Ariana.
woman.
Right. The
Yes,
extra woman. Yeah.
and in a small town like little
Okay.
old Huntsville,
Yeah.
where
Yep.
everybody talk.
Hmm.
Yeah. Shahrazad Ali has a point. That's no longer just a side piece. That's
Mhm.
his
That's a
other
whole blown
woman. That's a
relationship.
whole nother
Yeah.
relationship. Yeah.
And you trying to tell me she didn't know, but just like they broke it down, remember Funky Deneva, Tasha K, and Stormy? They sit there and say, Melanie knew.
Yes,
Melanie,
you do.
she told Martell, when we go outside in the public, you fake it.
Right. Right.
You fake it.
Yep.
Now we're going
Okay.
to tear each other up in the house, but when we go outside in front of the people, so to me, it was like a lot of clout chasing.
Right. Right. She did say that.
Hmm.
When we go out in the public, we put on our public persona.
Mm, mm, mm,
And
mm.
yeah, it's messy. Yeah, she
Wow.
knew for a long time. So why all the anger? That's why I said
Exactly.
it was just for the show, for financial gain.
Mhm,
Because she knew about that woman 2 or 3 years before the show started.
mhm.
She knew he was fooling with her.
And to me, it was like that for Martell too, because Martell say it's not like I had feelings for it, it's what we had.
Right.
So to me,
Hmm.
it's like they love that lifestyle, but they couldn't
Yeah.
get along with each other. It doesn't work like that if it does you don't have love. You can't
Right.
have
Exactly.
the all you can't have the lifestyle and expect a happy family and you don't love each other, because that's become
Right.
toxic.
Yes.
Yeah. And he knew she had her little fling too. He knew. He knew.
Hell, it
Yeah.
was just one big open marriage. So
Yes.
Yeah.
are they upset about it because it was televised and
I
Well, she
exposed
believe
put
in
it
the
out. She
public?
put it out. She
right.
put it
So,
out.
oh, whoo, that's okay. Oh, that's
Right.
crazy.
Yep.
That
She
is
put it
crazy.
out.
So she put it out there and
That's the
think,
crazy part. Why
That's
put
ooh,
it
what I
out?
don't understand. If your
But it
house
was
was tore from the floor, why would you want to put that mess out?
well, she got what she
absolutely.
wanted. She
Yep,
got a
pain for
booming
pain.
business, and these people, the women, buy everything that she put out in support of her
Yes.
dealing with this cheating man. She got what she wanted, the
Yeah.
financial gain.
Yeah.
So
They
she
buy her
uses
pictures. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Eagle.
she uses all
A
of
pain.
this to
A
be a
pain.
victim
Yes.
Right.
in order to sell products. Well,
Yep.
Absolutely. And they're
Yep.
selling.
And
They
it's
can't
saying.
selling.
be mad at her, but yeah. Who? What a soap opera this is.
Her friends.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna go. I've got to find them. If they on YouTube, I've got to find, because I hear so many people talk about
Oh
like
my
What?
how the
God.
marriage, the real how, and I've just got to go and just check it out, just one time, because
My
this
God.